Hello, brave souls. I'm Banshee, your guide through the eerie and chilling realms of Banshee Whale Tales. Grab your coziest blanket, maybe a warm cup of tea, and prepare for tales that will send shivers down your spine. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Together, let's venture into the thrilling unknown. In the world of Banshee Whale Tales, the mysterious eagerly awaits your presence. Story 1. The Whispering Willow, a town's dark secret. In the heart of a small town nestled between thick woods and mist-covered hills, there stood an ancient willow tree with long, drooping branches that seemed to stretch toward the ground. Locals called it the Whispering Willow, and it was said to hold a dark secret. According to an old urban legend passed down through generations, the tree was inhabited by spirits seeking revenge. It was believed that during a fateful storm decades ago, a group of townspeople, driven by fear and superstition, wrongfully accused a family of practicing dark magic. The accused family, innocent of any wrongdoing, was unjustly sentenced to exile. As the family left the town, they placed a curse upon it, vowing that the Whispering Willow would bear witness to the consequences of the townspeople's actions. Legend had it that, during the darkest nights, the willow would come alive with eerie whispers, the voices of the wronged family seeking justice. One stormy night, a curious teenager named Alex decided to investigate the legend. Armed with a flashlight and fueled by skepticism, Alex ventured into the woods, guided by the distant glow of the Whispering Willow. The air thickened with an unsettling stillness as the whispers grew louder. Approaching the ancient tree, Alex noticed the branches swaying as if moved by an otherworldly force. The whispers transformed into sorrowful wails, echoing the pain of the accused family. Suddenly, the willow seemed to extend its branches toward Alex, casting a shadow that twisted and contorted in the moonlight. As Alex stood frozen, the whispers intensified, revealing the chilling details of the family's tragedy. The town, it seemed, had fallen into a cycle of misfortune ever since that stormy night. Crops failed, businesses crumbled, and an air of despair lingered over the once thriving community. The tortured spirits of the wronged family sought redemption, and the willow became a vessel for their sorrow. The branches reached out not in malice, but in a desperate plea for understanding and acknowledgement of the grave injustice committed against them. Over time, Alex became an advocate for the truth, convincing the town to acknowledge its dark history and make amends. As the community came to terms with its past, the Whispering Willow's eerie whispers transformed into a gentle breeze that rustled its leaves, a sign that the spirits had finally found peace. From that day forward, the town prospered anew, and the Whispering Willow stood as a silent guardian, reminding everyone of the importance of justice and compassion. The urban legend had shifted from a tale of fear to a cautionary story, teaching that the consequences of unfounded accusations could linger for generations. Story 2. The Phantom Hitchhiker, Vanishing on Midnight Roads. In the quiet town of Raven's Hollow, nestled at the edge of a seemingly endless forest, a chilling urban legend whispered through the community. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the Phantom Hitchhiker, a mysterious figure that haunted the desolate roads at the stroke of midnight. According to the legend, a young woman named Eleanor met a tragic fate on one such night. She had been driving along the winding roads when her car mysteriously malfunctioned, leaving her stranded in the dark. A passing driver offered her a ride, only for the mysterious figure to vanish into thin air upon reaching their destination. As the story spread, those who claimed to have encountered the Phantom Hitchhiker reported a chilling tale. The hitchhiker, a spectral figure with eyes that glowed like pale orbs, would appear on moonlit nights, seemingly distressed and seeking assistance. Curiosity gripped a group of adventurous friends, determined to unravel the mystery. One fateful night, they embarked on a journey along the winding roads, sharing laughter and disbelief at the legend. Their skepticism waned as the clock struck midnight, and a distant figure emerged from the shadows. The Phantom Hitchhiker, a translucent silhouette, stood at the roadside with an outstretched arm. Hesitation filled the air, but the friends, caught in the grip of both fear and fascination, decided to offer a ride. The figure entered the back seat, its presence sending shivers down their spines. The hitchhiker directed them toward a dilapidated mansion deep within the forest. The atmosphere grew increasingly ominous as they approached the decaying structure, hidden from the prying eyes of the town. With each passing moment, the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy. As they reached the mansion, the phantom hitchhiker vanished, leaving behind an unsettling silence. The friends, unable to resist their growing unease, explored the mansion, uncovering a room filled with faded photographs and newspaper clippings. Among them, a picture of Eleanor, the tragic soul who had met her end on these very roads. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and whispers echoed through the air. The phantom hitchhiker materialized, revealing the truth of its spectral existence. Eleanor's spirit, trapped between worlds, sought closure for the injustice done to her. The friends, now entwined in the tale, pledged to help her find peace. Together, they confronted the town, unveiling the untold story of Eleanor's demise. The townspeople, burdened by guilt, confessed to their role in the tragic event. With the truth revealed, the phantom hitchhiker's form wavered before fading into the night, leaving behind an ethereal glow that dissolved into the shadows. From that day forward, the roads of Raven's Hollow became a path of remembrance for Eleanor's spirit. Locals, mindful of the tale, spoke of the phantom hitchhiker with reverence, a cautionary reminder that some stories carried the weight of unresolved sorrow. The friends, forever changed by their encounter, realized that the line between the living and the supernatural was thin. The legend of the phantom hitchhiker had transcended from a spine-chilling tale to a story of redemption, uniting the living and the spectral in a journey toward closure. Story 3. The Mirror's Reflection, a portal to the other side. In the quiet town of Hollowbrook, nestled beneath the shadow of ancient oaks, a chilling urban legend spoke of a mysterious mirror hidden in the attic of an abandoned mansion. Locals claimed that the mirror was a portal to the other side, a dimension where the line between the living and the supernatural blurred. The tale began decades ago when the mansion's enigmatic owner, Eliza Montague, conducted occult experiments in pursuit of forbidden knowledge. Rumors circulated that she had succeeded in creating a gateway to a realm beyond, but at a great cost, her own disappearance into the unknown. As the mansion fell into disrepair, the mirror remained untouched, shrouded in an air of dread. Brave souls who ventured into the abandoned house spoke of strange occurrences, echoing footsteps, and an unsettling chill that permeated the air. The legend of Eliza Montague's mirror became a cautionary tale, warning against tempting fate. One stormy night, a group of thrill-seekers decided to unravel the mysteries within the mansion. Armed with flashlights and a shared desire for the unknown, they ascended the creaking stairs to the attic, where the fabled mirror awaited. As they approached, the atmosphere grew thick with an otherworldly energy. The mirror, framed in ornate silver, seemed to reflect not only the room but also glimpses of a spectral realm beyond. Hesitation gripped the group, but curiosity prevailed, and they decided to peer into the portal. One by one, they stared into the mirror's depths, each experiencing a disorienting shift in perception. The room blurred, and their surroundings transformed into a twilight realm of ethereal whispers and shadowy figures. Eliza Montague's voice echoed through the ether, recounting the consequences of her forbidden knowledge. As the group recoiled, the mirror's reflection contorted, revealing glimpses of their own fates intertwined with the supernatural. Panic ensued, and the spectral figures seemed to beckon them into the other side. The line between the living and the unknown became indistinguishable. Suddenly, the attic plunged into darkness. The mirror's silver frame rattled as if resisting an unseen force. With a deafening crack, the mirror shattered, releasing a surge of energy that sent the group reeling backward. As the shards settled, the attic returned to its abandoned state, and the storm outside subsided. The group, shaken and changed, realized that they had glimpsed a dimension beyond their understanding. The mansion, once dormant, exuded an air of both relief and lingering malevolence. In the aftermath, the legend of Eliza Montague's mirror persisted, cautioning those who dared to tempt the boundaries of the supernatural. The mansion, forever marked by the events of that stormy night, stood as a silent witness to the thin veil between the living and the other side, a tale whispered through generations in the town of Hollowbrook. Story 4. The Cursed Carnival, where shadows dance in moonlight. Nestled on the outskirts of a forgotten town, the abandoned carnival grounds stood as a haunting reminder of a mysterious and tragic event. Locals spoke of a once thriving carnival that disappeared overnight, leaving only remnants of a bygone era. Legend had it that the carnival was cursed, its rides and attractions concealing a dark secret. Decades ago, the carnival was a vibrant spectacle that drew visitors from miles around. One fateful night, under the glow of a full moon, a performance by a mysterious magician named Malachi took place. Malachi was rumored to possess powers beyond the mortal realm, and his final act promised to unveil a gateway to a realm of untold wonders. As the audience gathered in anticipation, Malachi began his incantations. The atmosphere thickened with an eerie energy, and shadows seemed to dance in response to his words. The climax of the act arrived, and the carnival grounds were enveloped in an otherworldly glow. When the light faded, the carnival had vanished, leaving no trace of its existence. The townsfolk, bewildered and filled with dread, avoided the grounds as whispers of a cursed carnival spread through the community. Years later, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the decaying remnants of the carnival. Armed with flashlights and fueled by youthful curiosity, they entered the deserted grounds as the moon cast an ethereal glow upon the rusting rides and faded attractions. As they ventured deeper into the carnival's heart, the air became heavy with an otherworldly presence. The laughter of invisible children echoed through the deserted carousel, and the flickering lights of the fortune-telling tent seemed to beckon them forward. The group discovered an old poster showcasing Malachi's final act and the mysterious gateway he had promised to open. Intrigued, they gathered in the center of the carnival, where a forgotten stage stood. Reciting the incantations found on the poster, they hoped to uncover the secrets hidden within the cursed carnival. As the last words left their lips, a spectral wind swept through the deserted grounds. The shadows coalesced, and the carnival came alive with an otherworldly energy. The rides creaked into motion, the carousel spun with spectral riders, and the laughter of invisible children filled the air. The group, trapped in a surreal nightmare, realized they had unwittingly reopened the gateway to the realm beyond. Malachi's curse had bound them to the carnival, where time stood still, and the line between the living and the supernatural blurred. Desperate to escape, the group raced through the ghostly attractions, pursued by shadows that seemed to hunger for their essence. The laughter, once innocent, now echoed with a haunting malevolence. Each attempt to leave the carnival grounds led them in circles, as if the very fabric of reality had warped. As the moon reached its zenith, the carnival's spectral energy peaked. The group, exhausted and on the verge of despair, found themselves back at the stage where they had recited the incantations. The gateway loomed before them, and the shadows converged with a menacing intent. In a final act of desperation, one of the teenagers recited a counter-incantation found in an old journal they discovered. The carnival grounds trembled, and the spectral wind ceased. The gateway slowly closed, imprisoning the malevolent energies within. The carnival fell silent, frozen in a time that only existed within the bounds of the curse. The group, marked by their harrowing experience, emerged from the deserted grounds, the echo of spectral laughter lingering in their memories. The legend of the cursed carnival persisted, a cautionary tale for those who dared to tread upon the forgotten grounds where shadows danced in moonlight, a tale whispered through the ages in the town that remembered the carnival's tragic disappearance. Story 5. The haunting harmony, the phantom orchestra. In the heart of a forgotten city, overshadowed by towering buildings and forgotten dreams, there existed an abandoned concert hall with a chilling tale. Locals spoke of the Phantom Orchestra, a spectral ensemble that played haunting melodies long after the last note had faded from the stage. The legend traced back to the city's golden era when the concert hall hosted renowned musicians and captivated audiences with its acoustics. One fateful night, during the grand finale of a symphony, tragedy struck. A fire erupted backstage, claiming the lives of the orchestra members and engulfing the hall in flames. As the years passed, the concert hall fell into disrepair, its once grand facade cloaked in shadows. Rumors circulated that on certain moonlit nights, the Phantom Orchestra returned to the stage, playing ethereal melodies that echoed through the decaying halls. A group of paranormal enthusiasts, drawn by the allure of the supernatural, decided to explore the abandoned concert hall. Armed with recording devices and a shared fascination for the unknown, they entered the silent corridors where echoes of the past seemed to linger. As they stepped into the dilapidated auditorium, the air grew heavy with anticipation. Moonlight filtered through cracked windows, casting an eerie glow upon the remnants of grand chandeliers and tattered red velvet seats. The group set up their equipment, capturing the stillness that clung to the air. As the clock struck midnight, a subtle rustle swept through the hall, and the atmosphere shifted. The Phantom Orchestra materialized on the stage, their transparent figures bathed in an otherworldly glow. The ethereal conductor raised an unseen baton, and the ghostly musicians began to play a mournful symphony. The haunting melodies echoed through the abandoned concert hall, reaching every corner with a spectral resonance. The paranormal enthusiasts, captivated and chilled to the bone, witnessed the ethereal performance that transcended the boundaries between the living and the supernatural. Suddenly, a ghostly figure emerged from the shadows, an apparition of a young woman dressed in a tattered gown. She moved with graceful elegance, a phantom soloist stepping into the spotlight. The music swelled, carrying a melancholic tale of lost love and unfulfilled dreams. As the final notes lingered, the concert hall fell into an unsettling silence. The Phantom Orchestra and the spectral soloist gradually faded into the shadows, leaving the group in awe and disbelief. The echoes of the haunting harmony lingered, etching the legend of the Phantom Orchestra deeper into the city's history. The paranormal enthusiasts, forever changed by their encounter, emerged from the abandoned concert hall with a newfound respect for the unseen forces that linger in forgotten spaces. The legend persisted, a tale whispered through generations in the city, a testament to the enduring power of music and the ghosts of passions unfulfilled. Story 6. The Spectral Beacon, the Lighthouse's Silent Cry. Along the desolate coastline of a secluded town, where the waves crashed against rugged cliffs, stood an ancient lighthouse steeped in a haunting urban legend. Locals spoke in hushed tones of the spectral beacon, a mysterious phenomenon that occurred when the moon cast an ethereal glow upon the darkened sea. The legend traced back to a stormy night when the lighthouse keeper, Captain Silas Gray, perished in a tragic accident while attempting to rescue stranded sailors. The locals believed that his spirit lingered within the towering structure, forever bound to the duty of guiding ships to safety. As the years passed, tales emerged of an otherworldly light emanating from the lighthouse during stormy nights. Witnesses claimed to see a spectral figure, Captain Silas Gray, standing at the top of the tower, his gaze fixed upon the treacherous waters. A group of intrepid investigators, drawn to the allure of the supernatural, decided to unravel the mysteries surrounding the haunted lighthouse. Armed with cameras and a shared curiosity, they braved the cliffs and ascended the winding staircase to the lantern room. As they reached the top, the air thickened with an unspoken presence. Moonlight bathed the seascape, casting an otherworldly glow upon the waves. Suddenly, the lighthouse's beacon activated, its light cutting through the darkness like a spectral signal. The investigators, transfixed by the mesmerizing display, witnessed the apparition of Captain Silas Gray materialize before them. Clad in a weathered uniform, his gaze reflected the sorrow of a sailor unable to fulfill his solemn duty. The spectral beacon guided an unseen ship through the tempest, its light dancing upon the tumultuous waves. The investigators, awestruck and chilled to the bone, realized they were witnessing a paranormal reenactment of the lighthouse keeper's final moments. As the spectral ship sailed beyond the horizon, Captain Silas Gray's figure dissipated into the night. The lighthouse's beacon returned to its dormant state, and an ethereal calm settled over the cliffs. The investigators descended from the lighthouse with a newfound respect for the supernatural forces that lingered along the coastline. The legend of the spectral beacon persisted, a tale whispered through the town as a reminder of the sailor's eternal vigil and the spectral light that guided those lost at sea. The haunted lighthouse, perched on the edge of the world, continued to cast its silent cry into the night, a beacon of both warning and solace for those who dared to venture along the desolate coastline. Story 7. The Enchanted Grove, where shadows whisper secrets. Deep within the heart of a mystical forest, shrouded in ancient secrets, there existed an enchanted grove with a tale that echoed through generations. Locals spoke in reverent tones of a place where the veil between the mortal realm and the supernatural was thin, a grove where shadows whispered secrets to those who dared to enter. Legend had it that the grove was once a sacred meeting ground for an ancient order of mystics who communed with spirits and sought enlightenment. As time passed, the grove became a nexus of mystical energy, drawing wanderers who sought the wisdom hidden within the whispering shadows. A group of curious friends, enticed by the lure of the supernatural, embarked on a journey to find the enchanted grove. Guided by stories passed down through the ages, they ventured deep into the forest, where the air hummed with an otherworldly resonance. As they reached the heart of the grove, the atmosphere shifted. Moonlight filtered through the ancient trees, casting ethereal patterns upon the moss-covered ground. Shadows danced between the gnarled branches, and a soft breeze carried a haunting melody, a symphony of secrets waiting to be unveiled. In the center of the grove, a stone altar stood, adorned with symbols that seemed to shimmer with an unseen energy. The friends gathered around, their anticipation mingling with a sense of trepidation. As the clock struck midnight, the shadows coalesced, and an otherworldly presence enveloped the sacred space. Whispers emerged from the darkness, revealing forgotten tales and ancient wisdom. The friends, entranced by the spectral voices, felt a profound connection to the grove's mystical energy. The shadows, once formless, took on ghostly shapes, each telling a story from a bygone era. Suddenly, a figure materialized, a spectral guardian of the grove, its eyes gleaming with ancient knowledge. The guardian, a manifestation of the mystics who had once communed here, bestowed cryptic insights upon the friends. The whispers intensified, revealing glimpses of the past and visions of a future intertwined with the mystic energies of the enchanted grove. As the night wore on, the friends felt an inexplicable sense of enlightenment, their minds expanding with the weight of the whispered secrets. The guardian, satisfied with the exchange, faded into the shadows, leaving the grove in a state of serene stillness. The friends, forever changed by their encounter, emerged from the enchanted grove with a newfound understanding of the mystical forces that bound the mortal realm to the supernatural. The legend of the grove persisted, a tale whispered through the ages, a beacon for those seeking the wisdom hidden within the shadows. The enchanted grove, nestled in the heart of the mystical forest, continued to beckon wanderers who dared to enter, a sacred space where shadows whispered secrets and the boundaries between worlds blurred. Story 8. The Whispering Woods, where the lost find no rest. In the heart of a small town, surrounded by dense woods, there existed a place shrouded in mystery, the Whispering Woods. Legend spoke of a spectral presence that haunted the depths of the forest, preying on the lost and drawing them into a realm beyond the living. The tale began with a young woman named Isabella, who, in a moment of despair, ventured into the whispering woods seeking solace. The trees, their branches twisted and gnarled, seemed to whisper secrets to those who dared to enter. Isabella, oblivious to the ominous warnings, pressed forward. As she delved deeper into the heart of the woods, the air grew thick with an unsettling stillness. The path twisted and turned, leading Isabella into a labyrinth of shadows. The trees seemed to close in around her, their whispered secrets turning into haunting murmurs that echoed in her ears. Lost and disoriented, Isabella stumbled upon an ancient stone well, its depths concealed in darkness. Whispers emanated from the well, luring her closer. Unable to resist the enchantment, she peered into its depths, only to be greeted by a chilling reflection, a spectral figure with hollow eyes staring back at her. The apparition reached out, its ethereal fingers brushing against Isabella's reflection. Suddenly, the well's whispers transformed into agonized wails, and Isabella felt an otherworldly force pulling at her very essence. In an instant, she vanished from the mortal realm, becoming one with the lost spirits that dwelled in the whispering woods. From that day forward, locals spoke of the eerie phenomenon, a spectral reflection that appeared in the well, luring the lost into the realm beyond. Brave souls who ventured into the woods reported hearing Isabella's voice in the wind, a mournful lament warning others to stay away. The legend persisted, a cautionary tale whispered through the town, a reminder that the whispering woods held secrets best left undisturbed. Those who listened closely could still hear the haunting murmurs of the trees, their whispers carrying the weight of lost souls seeking redemption. Story 9. The Mothman, Harbinger of Doom. In the quiet town of Point Pleasant, nestled along the banks of the Ohio River, a chilling legend emerged in the 1960s, the legend of the Mothman. Described as a humanoid creature with immense wings and piercing red eyes, the Mothman became an ominous presence that cast a shadow over the unsuspecting town. The first reported sighting occurred in November 1966 when 5 men were digging a grave in a cemetery near Clendenin, West Virginia. They claimed to have seen a large creature soaring above the trees with enormous wings. The creature's eyes emitted a glowing red light, sending shivers down the witnesses' spines. As the legend spread, more residents of Point Pleasant reported encounters with the Mothman. Descriptions varied, but a common thread emerged: its large wings, humanoid shape, and those unsettling, glowing red eyes. Witnesses often felt an overwhelming sense of dread in the presence of this mysterious being. The Mothman's appearances reached a climax on December 15, 1967, with the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge that connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio. The bridge, packed with rush-hour traffic, plunged into the icy waters of the Ohio River, resulting in the loss of 46 lives. Some locals began to wonder if the Mothman was a harbinger of the disaster, a warning of impending doom. In the aftermath of the Silver Bridge collapse, sightings of the Mothman dwindled, leading some to believe that the creature had fulfilled its dark purpose. Conspiracy theories and speculation about the Mothman's true nature flourished, ranging from extraterrestrial connections to government experiments gone awry. The Mothman legend persisted, becoming an integral part of Point Pleasant's identity. The town embraced the eerie tale, erecting a statue of the creature and hosting an annual Mothman festival. Despite the passage of time, the legend of the Mothman continues to captivate both locals and curious visitors, a reminder of the mysterious and the unexplained that lurk in the shadows. Whether the Mothman is a mythical being, a supernatural entity, or simply a product of collective imagination, its legend endures, leaving an indelible mark on the folklore of Point Pleasant. Story 10. The Vanishing Hitchhiker, a Ghostly Journey Home. In various towns and cities across the United States, a haunting tale of the vanishing hitchhiker has echoed through the decades. The story takes different forms but follows a common theme of a mysterious passenger who appears on a lonely road, only to vanish without a trace. One version of the legend unfolds on a desolate stretch of highway in the American Midwest. Late one night, a weary traveler was driving through the darkness when they spotted a hitchhiker on the side of the road. Pitying the apparent soul stranded in the cold, the driver pulled over to offer a ride. The hitchhiker, a young woman with a ghostly pallor, climbed into the passenger seat. She provided an address a few miles away and engaged in polite conversation during the journey. As the car approached the specified destination, the driver turned to say goodbye, only to find the seat empty. Baffled and unnerved, the driver continued to the given address, discovering a somber truth. The house belonged to the hitchhiker's family, who revealed that their daughter had died in a tragic accident on that very road years ago. Since her untimely death, motorists had reported picking up a spectral hitchhiker who mysteriously vanished before reaching her supposed home. This eerie tale takes on different variations across the country, each with its own details and chilling twists. In some versions, the hitchhiker leaves behind a memento, a scarf, a piece of jewelry, while in others, the driver discovers the tragic history only after the phantom passenger has disappeared. The vanishing hitchhiker legend continues to captivate storytellers and thrill-seekers alike. Whether encountered on a moonlit country road or a dimly lit city street, the story serves as a cautionary reminder that not all who appear in need are what they seem, and some tales are woven from the threads of the supernatural. Thanks for joining us on this spine-chilling journey. If these tales have left you haunted, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps the eerie whispers alive. Until next time, keep your lanterns burning, and may the shadows never cease to fascinate. This is Banshee, signing off. Pleasant nightmares.